Bernie. Senator.
Zohran, how are you?
So many people know you as a senator, as a presidential candidate, but you were also a mayor.
For 8 years.
For
four
8
terms.
years, 4 terms. Ronald Reagan had just won the presidency. He had even won Vermont. And yet, there you were as a Democratic Socialist deciding to run for mayor. What made you make that decision?
I think Reagan was part of it. We had come off of the war in Vietnam some years before. Serious economic problems. The needs of working class and low-income communities had been ignored. Here's a radical idea, all right? I don't want anyone to listen. We paid attention to the needs of the people. I know. Oh, God. Radical idea. In other words, don't just talk to your staff or your administrators.
Yeah.
Go out in the streets. Talk to people. The people on the front lines will say, these are the real problems that we have. In Vermont, we get a lot of snow. So we made sure that snow removal took place in low-income, working-class neighborhoods. Street repaving. We talked to women's groups. Board of Aldermen then was almost all male. Not quite, but heavily male. We had meetings with hundreds of parents. And then a week before the election, we talked to the Burlington Patrolmen's Association, police union. I said, you guys are workers. It's a difficult job. And I kept my word. We made life a little bit easier for police officers in terms of working conditions.
You were sharing earlier that when you won the race, you then came into a city council.
Still shudder. They said, it was a fluke. That was the word that they used. He somehow got in. We're going to make sure he doesn't accomplish anything. So I had to work with people who had spent their whole life trying to defeat me. It's a weird situation. Very weird. 1 year later, I worked so hard knocking on doors. We ran a slate of candidates. On election day, we ended up winning 3 seats, plus 2 gave me veto power. And I think even our opponent said, we better back off. What Bernie is doing is what people want him to do.
And where would you find the funding for this?
You'd be surprised that small amounts of money can really go a long ways. I said to the Department of Parks, I want to plant trees all over the city. It can't be done. And you know who planted hundreds of trees in the city of Burlington? The people. On a given Saturday, all over the city of Burlington, people were out there planting their own trees. It was a beautiful sight. We initiated concert series. Thousands of people would come out. We just did a whole lot of things to bring people together, not to mention working on some of the really important issues facing the city.
Bread and roses.
Exactly. Bread and roses.
It can't just be struggle.
No, it cannot. People have the right to enjoy community.
So you established a youth office.
Yep, which was headed up by a young woman named Jane O'Meara Driscoll, who 40 years later is still my wife. We got married in the process. So we not only got a youth office, I got a wife. In the low-income areas, there wasn't even a Little League. That Little League in a low-income area of Burlington 40 years later is still going. We established a teen center. We attracted kids who weren't doing well in school, We're having battles of the bands, these kids were coming out. Terrible music, loudest music you ever heard in your life. But the kids enjoyed it. Honest to God, I bump into people today who say, I remember that teen center. It's created a sense of joy in the community that hadn't existed before.
But I think it speaks to the fact that governance will require everything.
Yes. The importance of your election and your governance is that from a moral perspective, you're going to be in sharp contrast to the President of the United States. So it's important that we cherish our kids, the elderly who help raise us. If we can say it, we believe in compassion and love. That is what motivates us. Oh my God, I know it's a radical thing. According to the President of the United States, you're a communist because you want to remove childcare in the city of New York, really. So bottom line is, which is going to fall on your shoulders, an enormous responsibility to show the world that our value system can govern well and efficiently. And it's not just on you, it's on the people of New York. What the system has done is taken away our dreams. You're not the radical. A system which gives so much to so few and denies so many people the basic necessities of life, that's radical. Now, I think when you get inaugurated, you're probably not going to have the 3 richest people in the world sitting right behind you, right? I think not.
We wouldn't have invited them. I hope they're not there.
You better elect this guy now.
I'm ready to go.